Oh, she's here.
Okay, okay, and then I gotta switch NY to
Yep.
spectate for
Hey
blue
guys,
only.
welcome. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome
There we go.
to Eclipse versus Krusty Krew. We're just waiting for confirmations between both captains, and we can get started um, real soon.
All right, looks like both teams are ready, so I'm gonna get it started.
Yep.
There we go. First map Hanamura.
So for me, I'm like excited to see how they're gonna be using the a lot more bunker strats. I've seen a lot of teams do a high ground kind of control, so like with the Bastion Torb. So I'm curious to see if any teams will pull that out.
Yeah, all games this weekend. It seems like the teams have ran an Orisa, Baptiste, Bastion, and just held that top right high ground. And it was interesting yesterday to see how they were able to challenge that point differently than the teams on Friday.
Definitely. And I'm curious to see how teams are like preparing to counter it now with it being so popular. Um, it's just going to be an interesting game overall.
All right, you're gonna have to pardon my camera work because I'm not totally sure how to make it to where I spectate either team. But yeah, it looks like we're getting that same bunker comp coming in from Eclipse. I think that's Eclipse, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it looks like we're getting a Goats from the side.
Yeah, they're going to be running
Krusty.
goats with the sim. So probably just to teleport in and kind of get around maybe that bunker strat, or to kind of get in a better position to deal with it. So we see how it's executed.
Oh wait, you're streaming, so you're the one working the camera,
Yeah,
right, Charlie?
I didn't want to say anything.
Oh my god, dude, you're just gonna let me do that to myself? Oh my god, real friends.
So the Reinhardt will go down. The turret just kind of putting pressure in on the person who's on point, and that looks like overall that's gonna be Eclipse's point. They held that really well. It looked like they kind of melted down the sim TP at the start of the fight.
Yeah, it seems as though they're taking away one of the main strengths of the Goats comp, and that's their survivability. But when you have a damage boosted Bastion, I mean, that just shreds through any health that you might have.
Yeah. No, definitely. They're looking to like kind of get at a better angle maybe for the sim. But the Orisa's gonna pull one of their targets out and kind of forcing a push early.
They're definitely going to have to be careful of that, because one pull getting a target out of position could mean the end of that target and then a delayed push.
Two of them does get to point before the turret, the TP goes on.
Picks are seeming pretty one-sided for the side of Eclipse, taking out the members of Krusty that were able to make it onto point.
It looks like they're going to be switching over to a Sombra Goats instead of trying to run the Sim Goats. I'd say that's honestly a good switch. The TP was just going down way too fast to get any use out of it.
Sombra's going to be able to hack the Bastion, take away a lot of that DPS, give the rest of the team room to push up, and hopefully single out a few of these targets. You can see the Sombra hiding in the back, just waiting for the right time. While the rest of the team holds the choke normally. The Fire Strike is just going to get eaten up. They're not going to get mini charge. That's the problem right now, is with the D.Va up there, it's going to be very difficult for the Reinhardt to get charged, because he's not able to go up and brawl, he's not able to get Fire Strikes off, and that shatter can be the end of team fights.
The other thing is they're not running a Goat variant anymore, they're running the Junkrat, so they don't have initiation anymore, they don't have a Lucio.
See the Sombra waiting just up on high ground. She can get the Mercy, she can get the Bastion, she has a lot of targets right now, and they have no clue that she's right there, but she's leaving her team to fight 5v6. That's the pick on Sam from the Junkrat mine. Mercy is going to res it. They're just throwing more damage into that Orisa shield, trying to drop, so maybe they can get some damage onto the Bastion.
This Sombra is trying to pull off the hack.
Jack finally going for the hack, and the entire team just turns around and focuses her down. And then the Diva Bomb goes off, gets one.
I like how Eclipse is pulling off this kind of like window here with the rotating between the Baptiste and the Diva, just kind of getting poke damage in and kind of just keeping that controlled. Keeping the Junkrat from being able to do as much as he is supposed to do.
And keeping the Mercy on high ground up here. She's staying pretty safe from any damage because most of the teams are, they're trying to focus down the Bastion and the Orisa. Seems like Cal invited me to a game?
This is probably a bug. Don't worry about it. That grab is huge.
This is the last push that Krusty Krew is going to get, and they are battling it on point. Here's that Bastion ult, and it looks like that's going to be the first round.
Yeah.
Fight's not over yet, but right now they're just cleaning up. They managed to keep them off point and let the overtime clock run out.
So I think on the side of Krusty, they struggled. By the way, can you make Gizuki spectate only Eclipse?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. But definitely on the side of Krusty, they had like the damage and like the resources, but then they had the Brig and they didn't have a Lucio, so they had so much damage put into their Reinhardt, but had no way of getting through the choke ever, so they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier. Oh, okay, people are just joining now. Do I put them on spectate either? Or do they stay in?
I don't know who that person is, so we'll figure it out after the game. Oh. I wasn't saying it as in, like, remove them.
Banhammer, get him out of here.
It's fine. They'll come back and cry about it later.
Send him to the ranch. He's definitely not on either team because he was on one of the teams yesterday.
Okay, so that's fine.
Or she, 2019. I'm not assuming.
There. Thank you very much.
There. Yeah, alright, we're seeing another bunker comp.
Yeah, but this time we're not going to be seeing the Baptiste.
No Baptiste.
We're going to be seeing a Hog and a Ana, which has its own perks, but also its downfalls as well. On the side of Eclipse, we're going to be seeing an Ana Zen with the Doomfist and Sombra. I'm curious to see if they actually practice this, or if this is like kind of an impulsive strat. This Ana just kind of shooting damage in to the people that are coming in. Like he's continually shooting the Reinhardt, and he gets stuck on the door. That's a rip.
You have so much damage coming from this bunker comp. It's hard to really get through that choke point. It's just one single area, and you're having pretty much the entire team's damage just funneling into that.
They hacked the Bastion, forcing a push in which they should be able to get, as long as they focus out the Bastion. However, the Reinhardt only pushes it alone, as the rest of his team pushes the point.
I do like the idea of the Zen pick here, because he's going to be able to more accurately coordinate a dive onto a single target. And there goes the Bastion. They're going to manage to wipe out Krusty Krew and take first point, and that'll be the end of map 1. Pretty decisive victory for Eclipse on that side.
Definitely. A lot of it went down to compositions. Purely, like when you look at their compositions, it like showed like who is going to be more prominent to win. And a lot
also,
of the compositions are just, you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's fine.
So I was gonna say, you also saw from the side of Eclipse, you saw that Sombra pick very early on, so they were able to pretty easily farm that that hack, and also get behind the team earlier on. Basically, just rattle them up a little bit earlier than Krusty was able to do on Eclipse, which gave them a lot more time to pick off targets and to eventually end up taking that first point. Do I have to manually go back to the lobby?
It goes to it.
No, there we go. Alrighty. Alright, so the next map is King's Row?
Yes. You have to put it back on to comp settings now because it reset.
I will double check.
Yeah, because it says Assault Escort.
Competitive rules on.
Yep.
All the maps are off. Now King's Row. There we go.
It went back to Assault Escort because you did that after.
Wait, what?
You gotta go back in comp and put comp settings back on it, reset it again.
It is comp settings. The thing says comp settings.
On my end, it says Assault Escort.
It says maps Assault Escort King's Row. Yeah, that's what King's Row is. No, it's the game mode.
It says competitive when it's competitive. Like underneath, like if you look at it, it says Eclipse versus Krusty Krew, and it says Assault/Escort, and now it says competitive.
Competitive, right? Now it's a. Sure. This is. I honestly don't.
Just click competitive settings. That's all you have to do.
Charlie, I've done that 4 times. All right.
Is it just resetting? Like, don't mess with anything else. Like.
All I do is turn off the maps, right? And then go.
Oh no! Don't let. It's on King's Row right now, so just click competitive. And I'll check up with their team. Okay, same lineup. Okay. Same lineup.
There we go. Okay.
I will. I love you guys. Did I give you a...
All right, we're gonna get the same lineup from Eclipse. Like I said, cut me some slack, please. This is the first one that I've hosted, so it's going to be a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, and that's like totally fine. Honestly, I don't have a lot of experience commentating. I'm one of the older ones, but I haven't done it too heavily with like streaming it, so that's okay. We all gotta start somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, it's got some really good news. It seems like Charlie's gonna be a dad.
Hell yeah! I don't wanna go to drill though, but...
Alright, both teams are ready. Let's get into the match.
Yeah, I'm wanting to see a lot more Brawl here. I love Brawl for this map. It's definitely one of the better Brawl maps. Maybe some Widows. Kind of see a Widow face-off. Overall, I don't really want to see a lot of like bunker strats here, even though it'll probably happen.
Now, past few games this weekend, I haven't seen a whole lot of bunker on this map. It has been more brawly. You've seen a few Widow picks because Widow on this map, she has so many long sight lines, especially this first point, being able to just stay by spawn and get a pick off to initiate onto point is super strong. But also for the enemy team, especially on like closer to the last point where they have to push through a smaller choke point.
I'm definitely interested in the fact that they're still sticking with the Ana and Zen on the side of Eclipse. On the side of Krusty, it looks like they're going to be running goats.
Now, personally, I am not the biggest fan of goats. They're running goats with a Reaper, so that's going to up their damage by a lot. if you ask me, one of the weaknesses of goats is the lack of damage if the team isn't focusing the same targets, but the Reaper is going to help that out a lot. And considering that,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, definitely. It's interesting how they don't have the Zarya, but instead have the Reaper in place of the Zarya. Typically, the D.Va is the one that's subbed out.
You got a lot of projectiles on the side of Eclipse, so that D.Va pick with the defense matrix is going to come in.
Summer gets a hack off on the Rhine, kind of making this push be a little bit more passive. However, Jordan
That's a
McKenzie
quick
will
pick
fall.
on the Genji. The Reinhardts charge each other in stun, but the whole enemy team is antied.
Yeah, that anti was huge. It just allowed them to kind of make this push winnable.
The Zen was by himself on point, allowing Brig to get on and kill him easily. They're going to peel back and dive onto him, though.
Reinhardt left alone. Gets pinned. Won't fall, however. Will fall while trying to shatter.
That's going to be huge. That shatter was going to be a huge deciding factor in the taking of this point. D.Va Bomb catches both supports. Brig is at the choke. Looks like she's going to fall back and get ready for another push.
Definitely. Tina's always been really good about knowing when and where to execute her bombs, always just to get at least 2 kills. Like, she's always winning fights over her bombs.
If you look on the side of Eclipse, you've got a Sombra and a Genji. That can be a really powerful combo to keep. Yep, there it is, right there. Looks like also a Zen ult just to help the Genji stay alive. Looks like Eclipse is pushed up to hold the choke, trap them in their spawn just a little bit. Not a bad strategy. I mean, if they're going to fight up here, they've got more room to back up, and also if they're losing the fight, they've got more time for their respawns to come back and help.
It looks like this fight should go into the side of Krusty because of how many ults they've used, and plus the fact that they got the initial pick.
That's another bomb from Tina.
That is huge!
That is completely shifted the momentum of that fight. Up until that point, it seemed like Krusty was going to win that entire fight, and they burned a lot of ults in that fight. That might just be RIP for Krusty Krew.
I mean, I gotta hand it to them. Like the whole fight was against Eclipse right there, and they just was able to get that one ult to wipe the team. Genji going for the blade. Will die while doing it.
That's a D.Va Bomb from Krusty Krew. Much less effective.
It looks like they're just trying to kind of clean up on both sides right now. D.Va almost getting demacked. However, she might if she don't get healing. She does. However, that shatter is huge, getting 5. That trans ult was actually really huge and predictive. So like they ulted before the Reaper could even get a chance to do any damage.
Alright, and that'll be first point. Now, it is first to 5, right? So next map will be the deciding factor. Right?
Pardon?
It's a first to 5 series, so first one to win 3 maps, correct?
So basically they have to play 4 maps, unless they forfeit the 4th. But it's basically whoever like wins 3 wins. type thing.
Okay,
So,
but you still play the fourth map just in case?
you play the fourth map for win-loss type thing, because each
Okay.
map win and loss is like major
Now,
for
who is
standings.
Liz Lee in need? Do you know who that is?
I don't. If you check the roster, see if they're on any team.
Uh, they are not on Eclipse. They are on Krusty. Okay. So I will swap them over to red.
We're gonna be seeing them do more of a dive on Eclipse side. Triple support on the side of Krusty. However, they're making a lot of these switches really late. I'm gonna
This is
see
going to
if
be
the Widow
interesting because
gets any picks.
even though they have triple support, Zen is able to do some pretty good damage on his own. It's just going to be up to the skill of for Ligatron. Genji is assaulting the back line and causing most of the team to split up and not being able to keep the Reinhardt up while the Winston is doing constant damage to him through the shield. Just a little help and Rein should go down. He doesn't have very many healers. They're all back almost out of sight, but the Mercy's able to get back up to Reinhardt. They're able to push back and coordinate themselves once again. There's a Widow pick on the Soldier right there. That's going to be a huge drop in their DPS. It's going to be all under for Ligatron. The Blade's going to come in and take out the Zen. Now it's basically just cleanup.
Definitely. It looked like it was pretty clear-cut in execution. The Widow getting the continual picks to kind of like force res out, and then after that, like, they didn't have res and they didn't have the support they needed to kind of keep their comp together. Plus the late switch didn't help either.
Definitely. Also, what you can see there was the rest of Eclipse pushing up to continually stagger Krusty, so they weren't able to hop on. Maybe swap to a Hammond or something for the stall. All right, next map is going to be Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so.
Seems to be going really in Eclipse's favor right now. They're playing very well, very coordinated, but that's what you'd expect of a current top 5 team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now next map is going to be Nepal.
Yeah.
Put it to competitive.
Yep. See if any teams need switches, and then we can get started. I hate how I open up this chat and all I see is that combat did.
Well, I mean, fatherhood is a beautiful thing. It's a very, very prideful thing.
Yep.
Alright. It looked like combat was typing, but might be coordinating some swaps. Giz for a 7.
Yep.
Alright. Make A7. Spectate blue. And then Liz in for Ligatron. Make sure he's spectating red only. Alright.
Yep.
Double check both teams ready. Just to get that confirmation. Alright, Eclipse is ready. Just waiting on the confirmation from Krusty. Now, this is going to be our first control point map with just, what are they called? Assault? Just a single point?
Kind of like, I don't know, like King of the
I don't know.
Hill.
I don't know the proper name for it. But been seeing a lot of Hammonds on this this particular map type. So, as another tank player, what is your thoughts on the Hammond picks on these map?
Honestly, it's more of a CC type thing. Personally, I don't find Nepal to be the utmost Hammond map. You can run it, but it's not my go-to. Just because it's so closed in and it's very easy to CC at points. It's very strong for contesting, however. The biggest thing I would see is a sim being ran here, along with a Farah. So the tank's correlating with that. I'd be expecting to see a little bit more.
Well, he added somebody else. I don't. Bro, it's a yes or no.
They're waiting for somebody to say. I guess they're ready.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know how to take that yes, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, is that a ready yes or you responded to me yes? Okay, they are ready.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it's sitting there like I don't want to start it if he's just like responding.
Exactly.
So like.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to just have to go back to the lobby
because we fucked up. You know.
Well, we didn't fuck up.
Well, I mean, if we interpreted it.
Miscommunication.
Okay, you know what? You're right.
Never my fault.
PG-13.
I'm a Genji main. Nothing is ever my fault. It is always my team. Mostly my support's fault.
Right. Well, she didn't pocket me because she was dead, so it's obviously her fault.
As a Genji, I can do literally no wrong.
Exactly. As a Reinhardt, I should be able to press L1 all day, at any time, and live.
Just hold up your shield, forehead.
Easy. So it's going to be looking like a Dotes from the side of Eclipse.
A Dotes?
It's a dive formation of
dive goats. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then on the side of Krusty, we're going to be seeing the double main healer with the triple tank and a Hanzo.
That's going to put a lot of pressure on the Hanzo to get those picks.
Mm-hmm. Definitely self-sustain.
Well, that was a good dive by the Winston. Not diving directly into the team, but still diving onto that pillar where he could shoot down and still be relatively safe. And also in clear sight of the Ana. That's a really important thing when you have an Ana as one of your healers. You have to make sure that you're within her sightline to do a majority of her healing.
Already having his primal. Nobody getting the point, however. It's a lot of time that they're wasting. That they could be getting point presence.
It seems like now they're going to fall back and cap the point, but they were able to push them back pretty far into spawn and get a lot of ult charge.
Definitely.
Whereas not much ult charge on the side of Krusty, only the Moira ult, but which can be used to initiate the fight, but Diva Bomb could be able to cancel that out just as easily. And we've seen what Tina can do.
Hannah going out on the Zarya. They will get grabbed, however.
Oh. Counter grab. It's going to be a rough ult for the Mercy. She's going to not really be able to utilize it. Only getting the Diva out of spot.
It's really interesting to see how aggressive Eclipse is playing right now.
Once again, you have them pushed this far back. You've got more room to back up if you need to. It's a more open area for the Diva Bomb, just like we're seeing now. And also, if they do manage to win this team fight, it gives Eclipse, it gives them way more time to be able to make it back to point. Maybe even before Krusty is able to fully capture the point.
We're going to be seeing a Bastion kind of pulled out, trying to contest their aggression.
Seems like they're doing kind of like a pseudo bunker comp inside of their spawn just to try to get out. See, now you see the Eclipse is able to back up whenever Krusty was on the verge of winning that team fight, and they've got maybe one more fight.
That grab might keep them from being able to touch. However, they will touch.
Let me check who Awake is. Okay, he is going to be on the side of Krusty. So. Now here's what I was interested in seeing the Hammond about on this point in particular is the potential to just boot somebody off the map and them not be able to do a whole lot about it.
Definitely like they're doing right now.
Krusty is able to get out of their spawn and take the point. Oh, nope, that was a bad call by me. That's not what happened. Ignore what I said. They did take the point back, but Eclipse was able to clear out the team and then take the point back.
So for this map, I'm kind of expecting to see the far end, which they are pulling out on the side of Krusty. However, they're going to be pulling out a Sombra, which should be able to deal with it on the side of... Well, that probably is a meme because they don't have a main healer on Eclipse.
Maybe. You also could get maybe the Diva. The Moira can hit both, but I don't think she'll be able to do enough damage in time to be able to take out either. So it's really going to put a lot of pressure on the Diva, and then maybe a quick hack from the Sombra to be able to take out the Pharmacy. Because they don't have any real long-range hit scan unless a few of the players just play out of their minds and you hit some of the most insane Lucio shots or a Fire Strike.
First pick going to Eclipse.
Counter pick on the Moira from the Reinhardt. The Reinhardts are battling each other now. That was the solo shatter from the side of Eclipse to win that fight. He was at 1 HP, so winning that duel is going to allow his healers to be able to bring him back rather than stagger one of the slowest characters in the game.
Definitely.
Hammond is able to drop in his ultimate, block off one of those sides, or at least do a lot of damage to Reinhardt's shield. It seems like that Sith on Reinhardt on Krusty Krew is able to much better predict these Diva bombs coming from Tina now. That's the second one in this set that she hasn't actually gotten any kills from.
That EMP is actually huge. It just kind of disallowed the push that they're about to make.
It's going to be a really bad ult from the Reaper, booped away from the Lucio, and then the rest of the damage sucked up by the Diva before he's able to be killed. They still have 2 support ults and the Reinhardt on the side of Krusty, and no ults at the moment on the side of Eclipse, so they might be able to use that to sway this fight in their advantage and take the point.
Finding the pick on on Lucio and then shattering.
And there it is. They were able to capture the point, kind of swift the momentum. There is the Moira ult. The ball gets hacked, but he's able to fall back to his Reinhardt, get protected from a lot of that damage. Most of the team seems to be challenging the choke while the Sombra goes around to... Seems like she gets a hack off on the Reaper. They should be able to take him out in that instance, and he will go down to the Reinhardt right after the Moira, and then the Reinhardt of Eclipse takes down Sith. That was a really well-coordinated push from the side of Eclipse. They just basically pinched in. The Sombra came behind and then hacked the Reaper and was able to give them room for that push in with the rest of the team, and from then they just focused down targets.
I like how Eclipse learned from last time to not let that Sombra touch and kind of just controlled that really well.
Now that Graf did only really get the Lucio, but he's able to beat drop and block that. Once again, no kills from that Diva ult. The counter hack, but it doesn't seem like it's going to do much, and that is going to be map 3. So far the set seems to be pretty decisively going to Eclipse, with the little fight being put up here and there from Krusty.
Yeah, they already won the set, because they won 3 for Eclipse.
Now we just have to go to the 4th map, unless teams don't want to, correct?
Kill participation. No, it's always played unless the team forfeits.
Okay. Alright, so we have a couple subs in for Krusty. And the next, what is the next map again?
Hold on, I got you. It is
I got
Rialto.
it, it's Rialto. Alright, so we've got swap to spectators for Ligatron is in for Potato. And then away K for Mama Bear. And now those two are going to red only. Alright. And now we're getting any possible subs from, there we go, NY for SC. That's, which one is SC?
Sam. On the side of Eclipse. Yeah, there we go.
Alright. Make him blue only. And now the next map is Rialto. Okay.
Um, Cade, can you check your DMs real quick?
I have. Yes. Should I calculate them?
Okay, never mind. I just got confirmation from the captain real quick.
So we are good.
I think should be
If
okay.
any disputes with the SR cap, I feel like should happen possibly after the game. I mean, preferably you should just come into the
Before,
game knowing the
um,
correct SR cap. But um, at this point, I feel like the team should know.
yeah, I'm checking real quick. Okay, we're good.
Eclipse is within the SR cap.
From what their captain's saying, yeah. I can't open their thingies, but they should be fine. They said they had a master and 2 diamonds in. So,
All right. Well, like I said, anything coming after that. Okay. Eclipse is ready. Oh, what just
who did they
happened?
lose? Who are they?
Two team.
Um, okay. It looks like they lost Tina and why?
Oh, I just lost
Um,
connection to the servers.
the servers might be going down because of that maintenance thing. So like, we'll see what happens.
That
um,
shouldn't be till Wednesday.
no, it's today. But I don't think it's the right time for it because it's supposed to be at like 7 PST or
Uh,
something, I thought.
uh, I am back in.
Okay, I'm gonna transfer host back to you. If you're actually, oh, are you in spectators or like in the thingy? 'Cause
I got
I
back
don't
into
see
the
your name.
lobby.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, I'm back.
Make owner.
That.
There you go.
Oh, there we go, dude.
We love mess ups at like 0.5 seconds.
Um, yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
It
Was
was.
weird.
Yeah, everybody got kicked at once. It was fun to spectate. I'm happy it wasn't me. Okay, both teams are ready. Let's go in.
Let's go.
Initiating match.
All right.
So I'm curious to see if there's going to be bunker strats. Probably see a pharmacy here. Um, as well,
This is a
just
very
a lot of these maps are very pharmacy heavy.
right,
very
especially this one with all the
passion-oriented.
buildings. You have a lot of cover that she can duck back into for heals.
Mm. We're going to be seeing the Bastion comp on offense from the side of Krusty.
Looks like we're going to be getting some Widow dueling between Combat and Jack the Reaper.
I'm actually really excited to see that. However, I'm not sure if they're going to have enough damage to deal with the bunker that Krusty is going to be coming out with.
That is possible. Not many of those characters are going to be able to get behind the shield and do much unless the Lucio is able to get a really good boop and get out before he dies.
Definitely. It's just not a lot of damage. Combat will
And
get the initiating pick. Sorry.
No, same hype. Alright, that was a questionable charge from the Reinhardt. He was able to get back out of it though. What could work is just D.Va going in, farming up an ult, and then getting off a bomb. Jack's Widow is back and is challenging a few sight lines.
The Reinhardt pinning in, but won't be able to get that pick.
There's the Shatter though. It's gonna partially be able to save the team there with that immortality field, but the soldier popping the ult is gonna get both supports. Roadhog is pushing up the point himself. He is a little self-sustaining, but with the focus of Eclipse, they should be able to take him down.
Widow getting a pick on the Orisa. Looks like they're just kind of trying to gain a reset and kind of give enough room for the DPS to work. Almost picking off the Roadhog.
You do have a few ults here. Bastion just himself comboing with this window. I don't know what his ult is called, to be honest with you. But it's gonna up his damage by a lot, and there's the D.Va bomb. Able to take out Roadhog. You have to be really careful as Orisa when you see a D.Va on the enemy team. And also as the D.Va, you have to pay a lot of attention to when the Orisa is throwing her shield down. If you can wait till she sets her very first shield down and then be able to throw the bomb over that shield, she's not really going to be able to do much about it except for maybe just walk onto the other side.
Huge kill on the soldier. I mean, he recognized that the soldier is the issue. However, the way he went about it was kind of, he had a high chance of dying, but he didn't get punished for it.
A lot of danger in that push on the soldier, but only for him to be rezzed by the Mercy. Jack's going to swap off the Widow onto the Sombra. It's going to be a very rough time for Eclipse if Sombra is able to take down that Reinhardt shield. Widow gets the pick on the Bastion. Well, Lucio is pulled in and he gets a huge shatter. And I believe Reinhardt just charged off the map. Or it's booped off the map, or I'm not sure.
Both? I don't know.
I think he charged off the map.
You know what? We've all done it. We've all been there. We got too hyped and charged off the map.
There is no better feeling than whenever you charge somebody to an edge and just drop just them off.
Right? D.Va bomb coming out.
That's
the
another
shield.
D.Va bomb from Tina. And that's just going to take out a couple of... It's going to take out the Orisa ult and the Immortality field. Alright, it looks like they actually might be able to keep this from overtime and get to the last point. Soldier ult is gonna come in behind him, so down goes the Immortality Field from Baptiste, and they're gonna push the point up to the checkpoint, it looks like. Get a reset on that timer.
Cute Shatter. However, he doesn't have anything to really kind of combo with. Like, if he had his pin, that would have been very easy to clean himself, but he didn't have that ability.
Right. That's just it's
Unfortunate.
the rough part of a flanking Reinhardt ult, and then charges directly into the Orisa with Harden up. They've been steadily moving this payload.
Or is he having no routes to go?
Oh, now there's the Widow from Eclipse has switched to a Pharah. So now they'll be taking advantage of the pharmacy, in turn switching a lot of pressure onto the D.Va. Because the entire team is going to be diving on and trying to take out the Bastion. If he's turned around trying to kill the pharmacy, it's going to leave him very exposed.
I'm curious as to like the composition that they're running here. It's just really easy to get melted and hacked from the Hammond because they had the Sombra just hack them, the Bastion melt. They don't have a shield.
Right, they don't have a shield to protect them from the Bastion, and also very hackable heroes. Also, you've been seeing a lot of swaps from Eclipse. That is going to hurt the ult economy.
Lucio getting killed while he's attempting to beat.
Nano the Hammond. Now, does that make his explosive bombs there? Does that make them actually do more damage, or maybe it was the health boost then that they used the Nano on the Hammond for?
And we're already getting his ult and using it. It's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, especially with a comp like an Orisa, you have a shield tank, so that just goes to show the amount of quality and the angles that NY is taking here, so that he's able to hit squishies and build up ult charge that quickly. Now Genji does have his Dragon Blade, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to use it here, while Krusty uses a lot of ults there. The Orisa ult, the Baptiste ult, and the Sombra ult that I caught. Does seem like there's the blade, the Nano Blade comes in, the Immortality Field is up though. Takes out one support. That ult seems like it went a little too high. That Dragon's gonna cut off point really effectively while taking out the Lucio as well. Bastion has an ult, it's coming in. The D.Va was able to suck up the first few of those shots on the Hanzo. The Hammond flanks in, puts down his ult, and takes out Bastion and Baptiste. Also the Orisa. Mercy Res goes to D.Va, and that should help them solidify this point. Lucio and Sombra are stalling. The D.Va is able to get back to point, and the Sombra EMPs. You have another D.Va bomb and Dragon Blade ready on the side of Eclipse. there is Diva's bomb, takes out support and the immortality field, takes the Diva of Krusty Krew out of the mech. Dragon Blade comes in. That's a hammer kill from NY.
I support all the hammer kills you can get in this game. Like all
That's
of it.
just about as BM as you can get, is killing a baby Diva with a Torb hammer. Alright, now we're going to be able to see how Eclipse takes on the attack. That seems like the best that we've seen Krusty perform so far this set. They were able to push the payload up a decent amount and fend off the defense of Eclipse multiple times. Especially after the first checkpoint, they were able to pretty steadily move it up until where they were eventually stopped.
Do you have it set so where you can save clips that are like 10 minutes? Or like 20 or half hour or whatever?
Yes.
That was a very
Ish.
unsure yes.
I'm not sure.
Yikes.
Like on YouTube?
Like on, like save clips on PlayStation?
Yes. Pretty sure.
I'm gonna try, hopefully. Oof. Set to go.
Yeah, okay, I do have it. I do have it on 30 minutes because I'm recording. Starting
Okay.
the recording right now, yeah.
Okay, well it doesn't, like, you can't save it now, but like, in like, after the map's done, save the clip, and then we can upload it to the YouTube later, but I have to go.
Okay, yeah. Good.